Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So this morning, let's talk about this squeeze. Brace for the squeeze. A big movement is coming to Bitcoin. Let me explain what's happening and what else is happening in the world today. So, welcome. The market bell has just rung. The best bell in the industry, and I still have not replaced the batteries in that bell. But Bitcoin is still holding strongly above $30,000. That is fantastic. And today, the U.S. market should be in the green, just like yesterday. Okay, so far, so good for this week. But we may have even better news. Tomorrow, we will get a CPI reading measuring inflation. Thursday, we will also get another measure of inflation. Then we have jobless claims and consumer sentiment. All these could potentially be good, except Wall Street, little wonky at times. When we get really good economic data, for example, last week, we got really good jobs report. This is the opposite that's coming, jobless claims. So this is going to measure unemployment. If it shows unemployment is actually going down, well, that would be a fantastic thing for the U.S., but not so good when Wall Street evaluates it because of the upcoming rate hike. So, it's still a little wonky at times, we'll see, but potentially we could see inflation go down quite significantly tomorrow. Okay, and we could see consumer sentiment maybe rising and jobless claims going down. These would all be fantastic things. But right now, Wall Street, at least the last 2 days, looks pretty hopeful. Okay, but you know what? Wall Street right now can't get enough of Bitcoin. So it was just announced that asset manager Vanguard, with 7 trillion assets under management, has just purchased a 10% stake in Riot, which of course is a miner, okay? So these big guys, we're talking about BlackRock with 9 trillion, Fidelity with 5 trillion. Now you got Vanguard, okay? They didn't come out yet with saying, well, maybe they did already with this Bitcoin spot ETF. I have to check, but man, now they're up there. They're almost as big as BlackRock, and they're getting involved with Bitcoin. So Wall Street institutions are definitely trying to FOMO in right now before things get crazy. And they will get crazy. They always do right before every halving event, and right after every halving event, I should say. More so after the halving event, but yeah. So there's just so much bullish FOMO right now. And of course, people are watching Microstrategy. Before we get a spot Bitcoin ETF, what exists? Microstrategy. A firm with having 152,333 Bitcoin on its books. It is by far the most of any company out there, with the asterisks, because we don't know if someone BlackRock holds more. They very well could hold more. We just don't know. They didn't report it, but publicly known. And they basically, no one cares about their data intelligence, business intelligence division. Everyone only cares about them because of how much Bitcoin they hold. So right now, it's like a Bitcoin, it's a pre-Bitcoin spot ETF play. And of course, the better Bitcoin does, the better it's going to do for MicroStrategy stock, right? So I think that goes without saying. Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki just gave a new prediction recently. Also, there's been a lot of predictions. Standard Bank gave a prediction. Matrix Port, yesterday I covered, gave a prediction. Now he's giving a prediction which is very similar to theirs, but due to different reasons. So according to him, BRICS nations announced gold-backed crypto. U.S. dollar will die. Trillions of U.S. dollar will be rushing home. Inflation will be through the roof. Buy gold, silver, Bitcoin to 120,000 by next year. That's actually the same point of what the same dollar amount that Standard Chartered declared a few days ago. $120,000 by the end of 2024. Now you got 3 reports basically at the same number. He's mentioning it for different reasons. Okay, and this is a developing thing that you are seeing other nations, other countries get off the U.S. standard. Okay, it started already. BRICS nations, obviously, they want to get off the USD standard, but there's other countries that are just trading with these BRICS nations. They're also starting to relax their US standard, and also Middle East countries, they're accepting currency for oil is also starting to accept currencies that are non-USD, right? So it's starting to happen, but of course, then the entire world's not going to get off the reserve currency right away. But eventually it's going to happen. Every single currency out there that ever existed eventually stops becoming the reserve currency. And I argue the best one, the most suited, would be Bitcoin, because it's the only currency, the digital currency, but the only currency that is non-sovereign to any country. No one controls it. No one can inflate it. No one can apply any monetary policy to it, nor can anyone stop it either. So it's actually the best suited. Anyways, $120,000 by the end of 2024. That is what we're all looking towards. And of course, the Bitcoin halving event. You know, this is a pretty simple infographic, I guess, or graphic. Every single cycle, you have a halving event, which, if you don't know, means that the inflation rate of Bitcoin gets cut in half. In 2009, you have 50 Bitcoins released per block. Then it went down to 25, then 12.25, then 6.25, and this coming one will drop it to 3.125. Okay, so obviously half of what it is now. And it's going to get harder and harder and harder to mine Bitcoin. And it's going to be harder and harder to find any new Bitcoins hitting the market, because the miners are just going to keep it all. So really, everyone is fighting for what exists today. And there's not that much left. So you do the math. Now, what about this squeeze? Okay, well, John Bollinger, the inventor of Bollinger Bands, which a lot of traders use, right? Well, he's like, there's a squeeze coming. It's pretty obvious. The Bollinger Bands, you see, you have an upper band and a lower band and a mid band, and basically all bands and moving averages just look at what has happened before and puts an average around it. That's really it. But when you have very, very, very low volatility, so makes the upper band and lower band come together, and then you could see that point right there. It's about to squeeze because Bitcoin has been so solid at $30,000. And from a trader's perspective, whenever that happens, when you have a squeeze, there's going to be a volatile movement one way or another. It could be upwards, it could be downwards, but the way we are trending right now with momentum swimming upwards, I am predicting that this next move is going to be upwards. That will drive us higher than 31.6, which is a point that we have not been able to break recently. Okay, we're going to get pushed past it, and who knows where we will end, right? But there is going to be a squeeze. It's happening already. Just like when you squeeze anything, there's an explosiveness that comes afterwards, and that is what Bitcoin is going to experience soon. So brace for that, although I think it's going to be good, not in the negative direction. But we'll see. We'll see. 14-day high-low, according to Glassnode, is also showing that volatility is extremely, extremely low. Okay? And again, whenever you have these very, very, very quiet ranges and low volume, volatility starts going upwards. You're going to have sudden blast-offs, sudden movements, right? Coming right around the corner. Here's another chart, basically, from a kind of like a fractal pattern sort of view, right? I don't know, technical fractal pattern. I'd say this is fractal pattern, but anyways, you could see if you look at the left-hand side, that is our current movement. Right-hand side is back in 2016, going to 2017, and well, you could see that the bearish period, which this is a 2-week scale, right? So it was 42 bars, so basically 84 weeks of down back in 2016, and that's when Bitcoin broke out and started heading upwards. And guess where we are now? Right at that 42 bars, which is, again, is 84 weeks. And you can see this new oscillator, price movement oscillator, PMO, has turned green just like before. We're a little bit past it, but still. So does that mean we are mimicking what happened in 2016, 2017? Quite possibly. Again, history doesn't repeat, but it tends to rhyme. Right now, it is definitely rhyming according to previous cycles. Off these cycle bottoms, we are definitely rhyming. All right, what else is there? Well, speaking of, you know, spot Bitcoin ETFs, right? But there's other futures-based ETFs, and around the world, there's other trust and ETPs, and, you know, institutions are getting really, really creative with indexes that you can follow. There is one that's coming out that's not in the US, but overseas, where it tracks Bitcoin, Ether, and the dollar, the DXY, which is interesting. So, I mean, you're getting you're getting some of these fund managers to be real creative with what prices they track, but it's kind of interesting. Bitcoin, Ether, and DXY. DXY is important, though. Whenever DXY goes down, you tend to see Bitcoin and crypto go up. So I guess that makes sense, but still kind of funny. And speaking of Ethereum, we're going to get another L2, this time from Consensus. So there is another chain coming out called Linea. I believe that's what it's called, right? And it is using ZK technology. So there is going to be another L2 coming aboard. There's just so many projects right now that are coming out. L2s, which are scaling solutions for Ethereum. There's a lot of them coming out, and they are all battling one after another. So we'll see. We'll see who comes out on top. But the market is definitely big enough for more than one. So right now, Arbitrum is leading the way. You got ZK Sync, you got ZK EVM from Polygon, you got Optimism, right? And now we're going to have Linea as another that will be coming into the space. What else? Unfortunately, AlgoFi, which I believe is the biggest DEX on Algorand, is shutting down voluntarily. Not do a hack, not do anything malicious. They are just shutting down because they can't make money. Or it could be because the SEC has declared Algorand a security, so they don't want anything to do with that. So basically, they will be going into withdrawal mode soon. And I don't know what that means for Algorand, if there's any other DEXs that will be coming on board and taking its spot, because as far as I know, that they're like the only DEX on Algorand. I may be wrong on that, but they're the only DEX I've heard of on Algorand. I haven't heard of anything else, so that's unfortunate. And then what's also unfortunate is recently Multichain. A lot of you guys heard Multichain. They were exploited, supposedly 130 million. Now it seems like it's an inside job. Someone on the inside took the keys and started moving the funds out. Now, some of these funds, 65 million out of the 135 million, they have been frozen by Circle and Tether because they were the hacker or hackers were trying to move USDC and USDT. So about 65 million is locked, but the other 65 million Don't know what's going on with it, but unfortunately, it does seem like it's an insider job, which kind of sucks. It really does. These bridges, you know, whether they get hacked or there's a vulnerability or there's an insider job, we hear about these kind of events way too often, and it really sucks. All right. Lastly, I announced this last night, and I'll announce it again. I have created a challenge for you guys, a 10K challenge, which basically is a fun way to get you guys to watch more of my videos, specifically on TikTok, but also follow me on other social media. And the way you win is just entries. Basically, you can, visit me on Instagram or follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my Freeholders Herald newsletter. It's all free to do. All you really get is more education. So a lot of people don't know that I have a lot of other things outside of YouTube, right? But I'm trying to grow more. So I'm offering this 10K challenge for you to have some fun while getting more educated, but also to grow my TikTok specifically too, because every week I'll be putting out a lot of videos. Okay, they're just clips from my normal streams. But in case you miss them, they'll be good. And within, they'll give you clues for one secret code phrase or topic that you would enter for more entries. And every week, there'll be new videos. There's approximately 6 videos per week. And if you figure out what the code is, you can enter and get more entries. Obviously, the more entries you have, the bigger chance you have of winning. And right now, there's over 2,000 entries already. So I challenge you to win $10,000 from me. And you don't have to put in your wallet. You don't have to do a wallet connect. There's no phishing going on. Basically, it's a way to make it more enticing and fun for you guys to learn more about Bitcoin and crypto. So the link is in the description if you're interested, and you should not be interested. All right, let's do some Q&A. Today the Dow looks like it's up, S&P up, Nasdaq is in the red, kind of like yesterday. Maybe Nasdaq isn't going to do so well today because look at this, Microsoft is cutting another 10,000 jobs on top of the 10,000 they already declared before, so that's 20,000. So that may be spooking the tech sector today. All right, let's do Q&A. I am fine and whale. Question, George, did you start a secret phrase on TikTok from yesterday? Yes. And I'm going to make it a little bit easier, but yesterday's was the first one. If you look, the hashtags, we're going to mark it so that you could actually tell that this video is part of the challenge for week 1. And then when week 2 starts, it'll be tagged week 2, week 3, week 4. So it'll make it a little bit easier for you guys to decide or to tell what video is relevant. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, got a new Sid Michael, new member to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Eduardo, I grabbed a small position in a random mining company called TeraWolf. Are you familiar with it? Do you have any opinion on them? I've heard of them, but no, I can't tell you. I mean, all these mining companies, I can't tell you which one is more profitable or which one to get. I just know that they're great exposures to Bitcoin. That's all. Patrick White, appreciate that. Did you see the 70,000 inflow into Binance? No. Why do you always have to go at Litecoin when it's clearly going to outperform everyone or everything else? Russell, because that's clearly not true. Just look at 2017. What position was Litecoin in the top 5? What position is it now? Not in the top 5. Look at the performance gain from 2017 to now for Bitcoin, and look at it for Litecoin. Litecoin didn't outperform Bitcoin. It's nowhere close. It didn't outperform many of the projects that have clearly surpassed it. So that assumption of yours is clearly wrong. Do you think BNB and Binance could fall as countries might lose trust due to SEC lawsuit, executive leaving, or are they shady allegations just FUD? No. Countries don't care about the SEC. No. They have their own regulations, but they don't care about SEC lawsuits. Keep in mind, Binance wasn't the only one sued. Coinbase also sued. So, Dennis, I think you're just falling for FUD. What are your thoughts about setting up a validator node if you have 32 ETH? I'm considering doing it since I have enough now. Brent, I mean, if you're a believer of Ethereum and you're holding it, why not? You know, you're collecting, I think it's like 4.5% by running a node, right? Why not? Why not? A lot of people do liquid staking with Lido or Rocket Pool. You could look into that. But if you have enough to run a node and you're collecting the interest, not interest, but the rewards, while you're waiting for it to go up, it's kind of like a win-win, right? Why not? I don't know the complexity is running a node. I never looked into it. I should. Yeah, I'm assuming it's as simple as downloading a piece of software, starting it up, and then staking within. It should be that simple. But yeah, I don't know how complex it is. It shouldn't be that complex. It should be pretty simple. Tim, I'm late. What's new? What's new is my 10K challenge that you should definitely partake. Also, Bollinger Band for those of you guys that missed out, but there is definitely a squeeze that's coming up. So brace yourself for that. That should be imminent. That squeeze is going to cause Bitcoin to go up or down. The movement should be imminent, but I think it's going to be good. But today, the U.S. market is, at least the tech sector, is not doing so good. Well, it could turn around. It could turn around. Yesterday it started out the same way. It could definitely turn around. Collab with Coin Bureau. You mean with Guy? Sure. I'd be up for that. I have no way of reaching them. I have no idea. I know they're like a whole group, and I've worked with projects that worked with them before, but I have no direct connection to Guy. Andrew, there's no phrase particularly, okay? I'm just giving clues with my videos, and they're only on TikTok. With all the things being added to Bitcoin's network, ordinals, garbage, etc., is it concerning? How much can a chain hold? Can I be deleted? No, it has nothing to do with you being deleted. Everything on Bitcoin's chain cannot be deleted. The chain could hold as much as it can. It's a one meg block size, so every block can hold 1 meg. That's how much it can hold. Who will win in a fight, Mark or Elon? I'm taking Elon. You know, the weight class. Elon is really attacking Mark. I don't know what it is. He really hates him. I guess especially since Threads came out, which is basically a direct copy of Twitter. So I could see how maybe that's the reason. But I got to think that Elon is going to win. Elon's training hard. I know he doesn't have any previous fighting experience, but the weight class, you know, they're in two separate weight classes. Mark is like 150 pounds, 5'7", 5'8", 150. Elon is like 6'2" at like 225 or something. I mean, it's a big difference. So unless Mark is like a black belt and Elon is like a white belt, then maybe that overcomes it. But I don't know. I'm putting my money on Elon. What happened to that DCA show you were doing for Deal Hard People? That was like 2 years ago, man. You're living in the past. Way past that now. Me versus Zuck? No thanks. No thanks. I'm a lover, not a fighter. How about Algro and Phantom now? Well, I just covered this story. Algo's biggest DEX is voluntarily closing down. So I don't know what other DEX exist. I think AlgoFi is the only one that may exist, and they are shutting down because Algo has dropped more than 90% in value, and plus they're declared a security by the SEC, so there's just not a lot of volume right now. So this probably will hurt Algo even more. Phantom, on the other hand, I think they're kind of the same position, but they haven't been declared a security. And Andre Crony is still there, and there's still a lot of DeFi activity. So at this point, I definitely like Phantom better. Look at Telos, GameStop partner. You know, GameStop partner, to be honest, means nothing. Okay, I'm sorry to say that, but GameStop was very hyped up before also because of its NFT marketplace, Loopring, and then also Mutable X. It did nothing for them. No one cares about GameStop. We're past Wall Street bets, my friends. Telos, I am familiar with them. They're using the EOS code base, and they have a EVM compatible chain, right? But they're in a very crowded field. In fact, I just covered another one from Consensus called Linea that is also L2 using ZK technology, of course, EVM compatible. The field is very, very crowded, very crowded. Rand disappeared, so we came here. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I invited Rand to my Vegas event and Sheldon. They have not gotten back to me, but you know, it's coming up in case you guys forgot about it. But I am having a Vegas event / party, right? More for insiders. There'll be a few influencers there, a lot of projects, a lot of business development people. Some exchanges, VCs, but also a lot of fans. In fact, this afternoon, I'm going on Sin City Crypto because they're kind of co-hosting with me. I'm going on their channel to announce some giveaways for this event. So in case you guys want to hear about it. But yeah, I welcome you guys to join. Still time. Still time. Shibarium news dropping next month. Do you like SHIB? I actually do like SHIB. I like SHIB. I'm rooting for them. a lot of people that I meet all got pulled into crypto because of SHIB. So meme coins are definitely people driver. I haven't met anyone recently that said, oh, I got in because of Pepe. Pepe is kind of like a meme coin that just shifted money around. It didn't draw in new retail people, but SHIB, on the other hand, did draw in a lot of people into this space. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with Shibarium. But overall, that's what meme coins are good for. They're people drivers into this space. Ripple Girls will not be going to the Vegas event, but maybe to WAG 2024. So that's next year. Let's see if the market got any better. Still kind of quiet today. Tomorrow, the inflation reading will definitely move markets. But right now, Bitcoin is still holding solid. Crypto didn't really move. More greens today than reds, so that's pretty good. Solana's having a good day. Polygon is having a good day. It had a bigger day yesterday. BNB up slightly. Cardano up slightly. Is GBDC a good way to buy Bitcoin? Will it convert to a spot Bitcoin ETF? Maybe. That's what they're trying to do. I think it's going to happen, but whether it's beneficial to GBDC holders, that's a different story. Patrick, and the overall answer is no. If you're here and you want to buy Bitcoin, learn how to buy Bitcoin, true Bitcoin, not a synthetic version of a trust, which is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, right? Why do that when you could buy real Bitcoin and hold it? True BDC is self-custody, yes. Do you ever do any demos of how to buy Bitcoin for beginners? There's plenty of articles on CryptosRus.com. You can go ahead and check it out. One of the reasons why I'm doing this 10K challenge is because a lot of people do not know that I operate a new free newsletter that gives you a ton of good info, or that I operate a website that also gives you a lot of how-to articles, or the fact that I have a Clips channel, which is actually growing by leaps and bounds right now, which is good, or that I have a TikTok channel is also giving you good information. That's the whole point of this, to get you guys to know that I have things outside of YouTube, which is frustrating because it does seem like a vast majority of people that watch me from a certain social media platform never want to check out anything else. So that's kind of the whole point of this, is to entice people to do it in a fun way. Thoughts on Robinhood doing 24-hour overnight trades on select stocks starting yesterday? I don't know how that works. I really don't know. I mean, there's some creative stuff they're doing with stocks. I mean, they introduced fractional stocks years ago. I think that's kind of weird and silly, but okay. Now they're doing 24-hour overnight trades on select stocks. I don't even know how that's possible because the U.S. market closes down. How do you go do overnight trades on Tesla? I guess it's after hours and pre-hours trading, but still, it's weird. These kind of stuff should be limited to just crypto. It seems like a lot of the great things about crypto is trying to be copied and applied to traditional markets, which doesn't really work or make sense. But We'll see. I don't know. I don't have any more thoughts behind it. Brian, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. You get to 1 million YouTube this bull run. I hope so. I hope so. I didn't really, you know, I got much bigger in the last bull run in 2021, but this channel struggled for many years, 4+ years, right? But I kept going. The channel has done well, and I think it'll continue to do well, especially this bull run. And I'm going to help you guys make some life-changing wealth, or at least attain financial freedom. Although that's not financial advice. Never financial advice on this channel. But yeah, I've been through a lot of cycles, seen a lot of projects. I definitely share some of the experiences that I've gone through, some of my wisdom, and help everyone become more financially free. Yes, life-changing wealth, or AKA wife-changing wealth, whatever you're looking for. All right, guys, let's conclude. Overall, today, no movement for Bitcoin and crypto. Slight movement. Stock market, not moving a lot. But there is a squeeze coming. There's definitely a squeeze. We have more institutions getting involved. We got Vanguard getting involved. We still have a lot of people that think that Bitcoin is going to go to 120,000 for different reasons, okay? And this squeeze is imminent. It's imminent. Days, okay? Maybe even the same day. A squeeze is coming, and I think it's going to be good. All right, guys, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, and make sure to partake in my 10K challenge. Check it out in the description of this video. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.